Welcome, everyone. Welcome to, we got the wrong title down there already.
Oh, no.
Welcome to Pastime Picks Podcast. I am Keith, Vince's Sport Flips.
I'm Andy, King of Pennants.
And let's get that corrected. There we go.
Yeah, you can, I was going to say, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
Quick switch.
We don't have anybody in right now anyway. So
yeah, so they never even saw that mishap. But if you're watching the replay, we make mistakes on occasion. More usually on that side.
Loves to make mistakes.
Yeah, I do. So yeah, guys, tonight we'll be drafting our favorite, or at least in our opinion, the all-time Americans. We didn't really discuss parameters here. We're just, celebration of Independence Day. We figured do a little American draft, right?
Hey, Tim. Hey, Mark.
Oh, I didn't get the comments yet. What's up, Tim? How's it going, man? Andy, did you see you made Tim's new video this week?
I saw you said that, but I didn't watch it yet. I didn't have a chance to yet.
You got Kenny.
Is this talking about my Kenny Powers?
Is that a Kenny Powers shirt?
No, I do have a Kenny Powers somewhere. But
well, it's funny because that's
is that what it is?
Yeah, that's a win video I have for us. Same to you, Mark. Happy 4th, man.
This is my 4th of July onesie. I won't show you below, but it is head to toe, baby.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. I'm a huge Eastbound and Down. That's the name of the show, right?
No, you're good. Yeah, Eastbound and Down is a great show.
Yeah.
I have
sure.
What is it? Were they the Merman or something? I forget what it was. I have one of their Carolina shirts, I think, that has Powers on the back, but I probably should get it again. You remember that? Yeah. I can't remember where it was.
I don't remember the shirt, but that's a show I should rewatch. It's been a long time since I watched that. But he's like one of the funniest dudes out there.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, so he might make the list. I mean, he might not too. I didn't see Andy's list, but this one might have been a little hard to be humorous with, right? I don't know. Maybe not. You might be able to work it in. Yeah. What's up, Ken? SSK promo. Okay. And I saw Beatty in the chat. Hey, Beatty.
What was I going to say? So we should go over a few ground rules, at least how we've gone about it. I mean, at least so you can say,
I didn't know there was ground rules, so this will be news to me too.
Not ground rules, but we kind of discussed something. So what we are saying, I think, that he doesn't have to be born in America. He has to be this person, whoever it is. Doesn't have to be necessarily born in America, but they have to be a naturalized citizen, or they have to be a citizen of the United States, I would say.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So I don't think it's obviously you have to be a citizen if we're saying Americans, but I don't think you have to be born in America. I think that's okay. Yeah. So at least that's what we go about. Whether or not we have, people on there that are or not, who knows? But
yeah. So guys, I mean, we have a pretty cool giveaway this week. So we're giving away a little JFK 1960 35th president photo pennant.
You know it.
So I've sold a lot of these. The VSP, I'm sorry, the VSF RP. Hold on. No, VSF SRP for this is like $30. This is what I sell these for on Etsy. The vintage Sport Flips suggested retail price.
Oh, jeez.
So that's the
took you that long. I mean, you shouldn't break it down into like letters if it takes you longer than to say the whole thing. Right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I practiced that my whole way home from work, and I still butchered it.
Doesn't save you any time. Okay.
No, it didn't. Yeah. Right. Anyhow, on that note, Eddie. So last week we drafted our all-time NHL lineups. Right. Oh, you know what? I got to pull up our draft board and the wheel of names. But yeah, Eddie. So recap that real quick while I do this.
The hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was following it the whole time, back and forth. It was, I think I started out stronger. I think I was winning. And then, unfortunately, I think you came back, and it was a close one, though. I'm pretty sure it was, within a few points of each other. I'm not sure how many people we ended up voting to.
It was a lot of votes in there. I'm fixing the
30 or 40 probably, which is great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was fun. That was a fun draft. I feel like we could have gone, like you said, we could have had like a bench or something like that. It would have been maybe even better.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you just could have incorporated some kind of more random picks and stuff in there too. Or a coach maybe.
Yeah, so it took the lead, won that one, and took the overall lead. So
for the king.
Well, that's not even what that's not what it was. That's not.
I mixed it up. I mixed it up a little bit. You want the acknowledge me?
Adds another crown to his resume. We the Kings acknowledge the GOAT.
No, I don't want any of those. What I'm saying is that we were using those when we were remember we were putting the pennants on?
Yeah, no, but we stopped doing that. We stopped doing that segment. Yeah. So we had to
I know.
We had to recycle that.
Yeah, I knew. So Mark, going into it, I knew I was going to be a little bit of trouble because I had to take Gretzky, right? You have to take him. Or Keith gets, if I take, but I knew my problem was going to be that he could get basically a great player as a center too. And so the defensemen were really kind of a little bit lacking. So I guess I could have taken Orr, but he would have he would have taken Gretzky and I don't know, Lemieux or maybe not Lemieux, but Gretzky and Howe. Like that's pretty tough to beat, right?
Yeah. You probably would have lost regardless of how that draft turned out.
No.
But there we go. So that's 13, 12, and 4 for me, 12, 13, and 4 for Andy. Andy did have a good lead at one point, but he has squandered that lead with frivolous picks.
Picked as well as I could, given my unfortunate pick order.
Yeah.
This one will be interesting. I feel like there's a clear number one, right?
I don't know. I don't know if there is or not.
I
don't know if there is or not, to be honest. All right, Andy, let's
all right, let's kick it off. Let's see who's picking first.
All right.
Woo! Whee!
All right. You always go first. I mean, it's not even shouldn't even have the wheel anymore.
Speaking of Kenny Powers, that was a little bit of Eastbound and Down. Did you ever see that one? That episode when Farrell's I guess he's one of the owners or something, and it's Kenny Powers is squaring off with the guy from The Office, the warehouse manager. I can't remember his name, but
I know his name, but he was in a time machine. I haven't seen that for a long time.
They're staring at each other, and he's like, "Woo-wee! I can feel it in my plums."
No, I don't recall that at all. Well, that I know that does sound like Will Ferrell, but is that who says that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You should watch it. There's a lot of couple outtakes from it too, and they can't keep it together for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to go. I think probably your number one pick. I know you're a fan of this guy. You're a fan of his work. Feel like you've read books about him and stuff like that. I'm going to go with the one and only Abraham Lincoln with my shirt. So, Emancipation Proclamation. He's got a pretty good track record. Freed the slaves. That's all. That is about as good a number one pick I think as you can get.
Yeah,
I think very impactful.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, probably. Hold on, I'm trying to fix the vote. Okay, I was fixing your pick. I was putting it in. I had to resize things. The fact that he was like the president at the most difficult time in the nation's history, other than maybe the beginning of the country.
Yeah.
But that during that time was very difficult, and and the impact he had long after, right? So that I don't know if there's a clear number one. Number one and number two, I think, are clear. Whatever order, On that note, I'm going to go with the beginning of the country. I'm going to go with G-Dub. I'm going to go George Washington.
G-Dub.
I mean, a great general, right? I mean, but it's like an underdog. I'm sure if yours is a sport, I mean, they're a huge underdog. This was, I don't know, Joe Namath in the AFL. I mean, whoever you want to say against the NFL juggernaut and great general. And then could have become like a king himself, right? He could have been like president or could have been leader of a new country until he died, but he didn't want to set that up for America, and similar to what Britain had been going on. So he established the president elections, and so you can't go wrong with one or two, I think.
Didn't create democracy. I think that was a Greek thing, but a strong start to the country. I will say for sure.
Yeah.
I will say, have you ever seen Shane Gillis is? You should know him. He's a comedian from Philly.
You told me about him, but I never saw him. Yeah.
He does this.
What's up, Dan?
He does this hilarious bit on George Washington. I guess he's a big fan of history too. So he would just like when he's in town and stuff, he would go. I don't know if it was Mount Vernon. There was a George Washington History Museum that he was going through. And so he's going through, he's getting all pumped up and stuff. He's like, he's like, loves George Washington. And then at the very end, they're like, and here are his teeth. And they're like, and they basically say what his teeth are made from, which is horse teeth and slave teeth. They were like, he was like, oh, wait, you got to lead with that. You got to let me, you can't finish with that. Yeah. So he does another, he was talking about him because apparently George Washington was also like 6'2" or something, 6'3". He was a lot bigger. He was very big for back then.
Yeah.
And so the story about like how his teeth had like lead in it too, like they were like made in lead. So essentially what George Washington was this like 6'3" behemoth, probably a little bit bonkers from all the lead poisoning he's had, just like storming out. He's like, nobody would ever cross an icy Delaware River to attack us, except if it's psychotic.
Yeah, I got to check that out. Yeah, and to be honest, I think last week, what episode was it? They were talking. Maybe it was on Rips and Brews. You were talking about horse teeth, and I was like, I had to do a little research, and I guess you might have been right. There was some speculation on what kind of teeth they were, but
I think they were part. Yeah, and I think so. Yeah, Dan, I forget. I can't remember exactly if that's what he was talking about, but it was. I would recommend that whole episode or that whole comedy show is great. It's hilarious.
I'll have to check that out. But I should have known that you had your George Washington horse teeth knowledge not from like a history book, but from a comedian show on Netflix,
of course,
or whatever it was.
Absolutely. Listen.
So what's up, real life?
I'm not claiming. My girlfriend reads a lot of books. I do not. I should probably get into it more though.
So there we go. Right. So there's the first two picks. Andy led with Abraham Lincoln. I went with George Washington. So they're pretty standard 1-2 on most lists, I think.
Pretty sure that's the way it was gonna work itself out. So
yeah. All right, let's get to the first segment here.
Sale of the week.
All right, so in this segment, we show each other our sales of the week. We guess each other's price. We want to get within 10%. We want the chat to guess along. The third item overall, my second item, we're going to do a giveaway. So the person close in the chat wins the JFK pennant, which I did show earlier.
Yeah.
Show it again on this right here. Here's it's a 1960 photo pennant.
Yep, so. Very cool. Yeah, Dan, I would say Shane Gillis is, there's a couple people. He's one of the, I think, most naturally funny people.
After me, Andy?
No. Did you put? No, you didn't put it up.
No. What's going on over here? Oh, we're not guessing the JFK pennant. That was the giveaway. Sorry, guys. That was a giveaway for the third item. So, and as we said earlier, that the VSF SRP. Is that what we said? Is that
maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Vintage Sport Flip suggested retail price about $30.
Yeah.
So if you get that, put it up on your whatnot, Dan, for
Dan's just
$30.
Ready to go. He's shot out of a cannon today. He is bidding as fast as he can.
So here we go. This is the giveaway. This is not the giveaway. This is the first item that I sold on eBay.
You're all discombobulated this week.
Do you know what this is, Andy, at all? It's a stick pin first. I'll give you that. Stick pin.
I almost think it's like one of the. I mean, it's just like a pin that you put like on like a lapel pin type of thing, or is it? It's hard to tell how big it is too. It's like
I don't know, about 3 inches tall. You would put it on your coat, your lapel, I guess. Yeah.
Is it like the Cleveland Cox or something?
It says Cleveland on it. It's a rooster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that all you got? It's not sports related. I'll give you that. I'll help you out.
It's not the Cleveland Cox. Is that?
It's not the Cleveland Cox, and it's not sports at all. So but you don't have any idea what this is, I guess.
No, I don't.
What's up? What's up, Orlando? Collector's Dream. How's it going, man? What's up, Brandon? All right, Andy, so this is a political piece.
Oh, okay.
Piece. I figured I would throw a little Americana in the. Yeah, Dan is with Dan's with Cockstick. That was Andy's nickname in high school, Dan.
Nah. Not nice try, Keith.
Joe, the Philly Pickers, has been reusing our high school nickname line over on the Reseller Leftover podcast. And we learned today that Dan's high school nickname was Grinder Sandwich. Grinder Sandwich. I think that was, if I remember correctly.
Was that because he has two Grinder apps and two phones or something and sandwiched together? I don't know.
You set it up for him, but he missed it. He missed it, Dan.
I know. I wasn't looking at chat at the time. I would have.
So this is an 1888.
Okay.
William McKinley. I'm sorry, not William McKinley. Grover Cleveland presidential campaign stick pin.
So what is it made of again? Is it metal?
Some sort of metal. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Happy 4th, Mark. But yeah. So there we go. It's a 1888 Grover Cleveland.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where'd you find this one?
This was in the garage. It was on a random piece of cardboard. I'm like,
oh, really?
Yeah, I had to do a little research to figure out what this thing was. Because you could have sold, if you would have had a random rooster pin, $5, right? $5. What would you put on that? So we got,
it's
Dan's in at $79.99. I think, okay, $55.99 for Mark.
Well, thankfully, Brandon, this is not the one that we're.
Sean's in at $109.99.
I mean, to be honest, this is just I don't know. I feel like this thing could be like $29 or it could be like $400. I don't know.
Bees at 89.
You saw
about 3 inches. About 3 inches tall. About 3 inches tall.
Roughly the same height as Keith.
Oh, it's like that curse. Did you catch that? Get the hell out of here. But I'll say running into Tim, Andy at Chantilly. Tim is pretty tall.
Yeah.
You don't get a sense of how tall people are on
or how short
I don't think Tim thought the same about me, but I'm average height. Average height, 5'10". Between 5'9" and 5'10".
Yeah. All right. So let's go for the bird pen, the bird stick, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna say I just don't think this thing is it's kind of cool. I'm gonna go in honor of what Dan called it. I'm gonna go $69.99.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Dan, I'm 5'10". I like to find my license around here, but I'm yeah.
Well, I'm also 170 pounds on my license. That's not accurate.
No, we'll Andy's coming down here tomorrow. You measure me tomorrow. Measure my height. My height.
Here's the other thing. If Keith were to stand up straight, and have decent posture,
I don't have great posture. That's true.
He walks around like he's 90 years old, and
no.
Oh my God, he's hunched over.
Oh, first of all, Andy, let's put it this way. Anytime you're down here, I put you to work. You're dragging. You're laying on the floor. So don't be talking about I'm walking around like a 90-year-old man. All right, but let's let it. $69.99 was Andy's guess.
He does he gives off short vibes. I got it.
Well, that's just because Andy calls me a hobbit every episode.
I know. I like controlling the narrative about you.
All right, here's Andy's answer.
Bag up, Terry. Put it reverse, Terry. Put it reverse. Oh, Lord, please. Oh, Lord.
So that's a loss. I don't know if that's totally clear if that's a loss, but
I honestly think that's a win because he got away.
He did get away. And hold on, I'll circle back to that in a second. But here's the answer.
Oh, okay.
You want 15. I think that video was like a voice. That was a redone video. There's another video with the same vocal. I don't know which one is the original one.
Oh, okay.
I did take a straw poll. Is that a proper phrasing at my work to see if that was an offensive video in any fashion? I got no in my straw poll, so I figured let's roll with it. So,
all right. So who's close?
If I was wrong, my apologies.
All right. So real life was real close.
Yeah, I think real life got it right. Let me circle back.
Not that was not for the thing, but yeah.
Yeah, real life at $109.99. Here we go. Pretty close.
All right. Here we go. I have not been selling very Pennants. I don't know if it's just the time of the year or something, but
I've been selling.
I have been selling Wild West snow globes.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That's right, baby.
The time of year for snow globes.
Yeah.
So these are all new in the box, like 6 of them?
New in the box. I mean, obviously they're not new, and I don't know. A lot of them didn't have like liquid, or I'm not sure if they're supposed to or not, but they
were supposed to, but
I think a lot
of times they evaporate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you can refill them, and I'm assuming the person that bought them know that, but we'll see.
Did you say that there was no liquid?
No, I don't think I said that.
Oh my God.
We'll see. There may have been liquid in some of them. That's the thing. I don't know. Yeah, I know. It's
exactly. Yeah, he's downgraded.
Harsh, Dan. Yeah, I mean it's
they weren't
it's more than that. It's Wild West snow scenes, which is wouldn't have thought that. Like you don't typically see, especially like an unclothed native or a shirtless Native American in the snow. Like I don't think it doesn't quite work. But anyway,
North Dakota, there's some snowy.
I know, but they probably were wearing clothes.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it is cool. The box is in great condition. Like even the original packaging, like packing materials, were in really great shape.
Yeah, and Mark's stuff can be very good, can be common. So that they were one of the better toy makers, I think, and at that time period.
I have another one out that only had 5 in there that are actually Christmas scene. So we'll see how that one does.
I want to see when the return comes in for the empty.
Well, my girlfriend just texted me and said that they may have had liquid in them. So
okay,
I'd almost prefer that they didn't have liquid. Honestly, I think you can refill them. There's like
it's not a big deal. Yeah, I've sold them. I don't think it really matters.
I don't even know, what do you put in? Is it alcohol or water?
I think it's just water.
I don't know. Interesting.
I'm not a snow globe expert for sure.
Wow. Well, I guess I'm not the king of snow globes, so I'm fine.
I'm not. Yeah, I have no idea on this one. And I'm gonna go.
There you go.
So
I didn't realize that was a thing. Maybe I have to buy some vintage like Red Wings snow globes.
Well, I have a Yankees snow globe up on my eBay store that I have it up for $300, and that was low from our sales comp. Some of those sports ones are crazy.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if that ties in with Western theme stuff. I'm gonna go $52 on the snow globe set here.
Have a good one, real life. Thanks for coming out.
Cool, man. Have a good 4th.
So you said
$52.
Okay.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, definitely can be good, Dan, for sure.
I feel like that's a good 4th of July one too. It is.
It's very picnicky or barbecue-y.
You were close. I will give you credit for that, but you did not quite.
I was very, very close.
Yeah, you were close. It's I think I saw comps on them. They were actually way lower. And I was like, most of the comps on these things were like $35, $40 or something. But they were a little older comps too. They were kind of like from 17 or 18. But I don't know. I didn't know.
Yeah,
they went up quickly, or they got taken quickly. So maybe I understand.
Interesting. No. A lot of times with this Western stuff, I find there's a ton of Western stuff in this collection we bought. The heyday for Western stuff is not now. The heyday was 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, I mean, or more.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the fact that it sold for over comps is great. All right. Let's come to so this is for the giveaway here. I'll circle back to what that is. This is an item up Mark's alley.
Ooh, all right.
So
these things are expensive, I think.
1940s, 3/4 size, so like 24-inch.
Oh, okay.
Boston Braves, felt pennant, very nice condition.
He'll make it. You'll probably have Mark's probably salivating over there.
So this is. Let me show the pennant again for the giveaway here. So this is for the giveaway, the JFK photo pennant. What's up? I'm a reseller. How's it going, man? How's it going, Shagan? Shagan, we're doing a giveaway for this item. So the person closest in the chat to the selling price of this Boston Braves pennant wins this. Let me come up, show it better here. Wins this vintage 1960 JFK photo pennant.
Look at that backdrop. That's next
Oh, yeah.
level there.
Oh, yeah. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. It's photo room work there. Photo room.
There you go. See, I do have a bit of a bone to pick with you, Keith. I don't love that you put these photograph this on a red background.
Well, I know. I have that same bone.
No.
With myself, because I did this. This is a photo pennant I had listed a long time. So I've really upgraded my photo. I did everything on top of red, and normally I would not do a red pennant over red.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. But I have what I don't do is go back and rephotograph old listings.
No,
yeah. So there we go. $299.99 from Brandon. The $329.99 from Dan. Orlando's in at $175. Mark is in at $189.99.
Definitely give a few more.
Yeah.
So you said you had this thing up for a while?
Yeah, I did have this listed for a while. An Etsy sale.
Okay.
I mean, Etsy, I'll say this. Etsy, I sell a ton of pennants on Etsy, but usually not the high-end pennants. They can sit a little bit. Usually it's like moms trying to buy stuff for their son's room, and they're buying a $35, $40 pennant. So the super high-end, well, I want to give tips on the price, but
super high end. There we go.
Not
boys.
Just not, but stuff that's not $40
I got
might stay a little longer.
Okay, so it's not $40, guys.
No, not $40. That's a tip. Yeah. Beatty's in at $358.99. Yeah, I guess wall space is probably an issue, Mark. I'm sure.
At a premium at that house. Yeah. It's a smaller one though. Still, most of those older ones are a good 29 to 30 inches, right? Most of them. Or no.
Yeah, 29 is standard. Yeah, 20, but it's either 29 or 24 usually, but the 3/4 size.
Yeah,
or the minis.
I think you could be good. All right. Anybody else? I mean, I don't want to give everybody a chance if they want to jump in. Give it like maybe 10 more seconds, and then I'll make my guess. I think this is tough. I'm gonna go the highest end, not the highest end, but I'm gonna go higher end. I'm gonna go $399.99.
$399.99.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll find Annie's answer, and then Annie, just let me look at the chat for me.
Yep. I don't know, BD. Hopefully you didn't. I think we're in the same general area.
Man, I still go.
Damn, I think I went too high. Ah!
There you go.
All right.
It looked like it was Mark, right?
Mark, I think, is going to be our winner. Look at that. He knows his Boston Braves.
Yeah. Both Orlando and Mark were very, very close to it.
Yeah. Very good guesses. All right. Well, congrats, Mark. You're getting a JFK pennant.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming up to Boston there with JFK.
That's where he's from, right? He's a Boston born, right? Or no, maybe not Boston. It's definitely somewhere New England.
Yeah, I think you're right. Mark would know. Mark would know. What's the island they all go to? They would summer in not Nantucket, but the other island off of Massachusetts.
Yeah, I thought he was from the Boston area.
Somebody else know what I'm talking about.
What's his name, drove off the bridge there? You're talking?
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Kennedys would summer in the island the other island near Nantucket.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Totally blanking on it.
Yeah,
Martha's Vineyard. That's what I was going for.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. All right. Let me pull that off.
Hyannis too. I feel like that was Okay. There you go. Hyannis. Okay, so one more for me, right?
Yes.
Here we go. This one, where did you go? There you go. So I will say this is there you go, 1928, but it's not, that's obviously not when it was made.
Can you give me a little zoom action on that guy? Oh, there we go. Good.
Yeah. So 1928, like style. This is from, a cartoon that was from 1928. This is called Playing Crazy, which is kind of a play on words.
I feel like you sold something like this earlier on in the podcast.
Yeah, it was something similar.
Yeah.
It was like one, what was it? I'm trying to think when it was made. I think this was maybe in the 90s or late. Yeah. So it's relatively recent. It's not obviously super old.
And that's Brandon said he just watched a documentary on JFK assassination.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. What was that on? It sounds interesting. I'm a history buff. I like to watch that.
Yeah, I'm kind of addicted to the JFK stuff.
I'm watching a little something different. While I was late coming into our pre-production meeting, anyways. Do you ever watch the show Resident Alien?
Don't think so.
Netflix?
No.
Oh, it's hysterical. You got to check it out. The premise is with an alien who's like takes over a human body, and he's like just very socially awkward. He's like,
wait, that's why you were late to the little production.
I was
meeting?
watching with my wife and my son.
Okay.
Important stuff going on.
Sure.
Prime Video. Okay, check it out. I forgot I was going to guess here. I'm all sidetracked on TV shows. So Dan's at $39.99. Mark's at $55.99. Collector's Dream at $90. Brandon at $119.99. They all could be great guesses. I have no clue on this thing. What is it? Is it porcelain?
Or
resin?
I think it's porcelain. It's a couple different things. Like the top part, I feel like is not like that type of.
All right, that's all right. I don't want to put you on too much pressure over there. It doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, that's all right. I'm gonna go $42, whatever heck it's made of. $42.
All right.
I definitely will, Brandon. Sounds cool. So we had Brandon was at $119, Orlando at $90, Mark at $55, Dan at $39.99.
Ready, I'll kick your ass.
No, I was trying to find one.
I was worried you were frozen. I had to run the show myself.
That's not a good idea. Not too far off, but yeah, $34.99.
Yeah, I'm so close. You should play that win video I made just for maybe we'll do it at the end of the video, end of the show. Just
sure.
Because it is a July 4th theme video.
All right, back to it. Back to our draft.
Yeah. All right. So wraparound, right? It comes back to me.
Yep.
Let me share this instead. So again, the first round was Lincoln, then George Washington. And by the way, everyone, as we said earlier, I took over the lead in the overall standings, 13, 12, and 4 to 12, 13, and 4. So we did celebrate that in the early on in the podcast.
We didn't celebrate that. Fine. If I take it back over, we're celebrating mine.
In case everyone wasn't here in the beginning.
Sure.
All right. I'm going to go. This guy is sort of like the big part of Philadelphia. Well, he wasn't born in Philadelphia, I don't believe. I could be wrong.
He wasn't.
No, I think it was from Boston, right?
He moved to
New England.
Yeah. I'm assuming I know where you're going, but yeah.
Yeah, but this guy was like the original Renaissance man. Did everything right. I'm going to go Ben Franklin, the statesman.
My only problem so far, your first two picks are very centralized in a certain time.
I don't go variety.
I'm just saying, it's good to have
I'm going the greatest
variety.
But yeah, he was he proofread the Declaration of Independence. He was a statesman. He was a diplomat, traveled to France and tried to negotiate, stuff over there. He was an inventor, a scientist, a writer, a printer.
Yes.
I mean, it did everything.
He was, he was a jack of all trades, but did he really have like one that he really,
Yeah. Yeah, all of them. They're all.
Okay.
If he was,
he didn't write. He was a part of the Declaration of Independence. Maybe it wasn't like just his.
If we're drafting the greatest printers, he would be up there. Maybe him and Gutenberg. I don't know. He would be number 1 or number 2.
He did not invent electricity. I don't think. But that does not count. You don't get to call that.
Did it all. So there we go.
He also was the first mail. What was it called? It was like the mail head of the mail service or something. It's weird.
Postmaster General.
He was the first postman. Or
I think he came out, invented the mail. I think it's sort of like
he invented mail.
Really, the man did everything.
He did. I would say he was very.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing.
He was a brilliant mind.
He should have been the number one overall pick. Really, that's what I would have taken number one.
Get out of here.
I didn't take him number two because I had the turnaround, so I figured.
Sure.
But
okay. I mean, he's up there. Obviously, he's one of my top, so I can't fight that too much. Okay, so
I feel like he's sort of like me in a lot of ways. I don't want to interrupt your pick, but I'm a Renaissance. I'm a YouTuber, reseller, full-time job, male model.
Balding. True.
Bald. I mean, a slight balding.
Okay, good pick. I got the wrap round. I got two pretty much teed up that I think are my next two, no question. So my first one is going to be Martin Luther King Jr. He's, But
you're only taking one right here.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay. Yep. Confidential, Dan. Confidential.
He models at the dress barn. I don't know. He's the before in most things. So anyway, yes, back to my pick until you trounced over all of it. But
sorry.
Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, obviously one of the most influential civil rights activists ever. Kind of reshaped kind of where our society went. I don't know how to describe, but yeah, I mean, I think he's one of the most impactful people, certainly in like wasn't our generation, but just before us. That's
and the fact that he did it with a nonviolent approach, right? That was, I'm sure things could went a much different way if not for him leading, not a whole lot of change happens at times without violence. I mean, unfortunately, the fact that he did start to change, even though still more change has to happen. Yeah, I'm sure. But
I also think he had, arguably two guys right now. I'm leading the front in speeches right now. So I got two top speeches right there. We don't
really have recordings of most of them. I'm sure Ben Franklin had some great speeches, right?
We don't know.
And George Washington, I'm sure, if he was that beloved by.
I think he was essentially crazy, but yes, we'll go with that.
I don't think that's true. All right, but there we go. That's pretty strong first two rounds. There we go. There's what we did so far. So let's get to a segment here.
You frozen?
Go back in time. Gonna go back in time. In picking history.
All right. I love that segment video. And this segment usually is me talking about a previous pick, a past memorabilia pick. But I'm going a different direction altogether. Sort of back in history a little bit.
It's going off.
It's sort of an embarrassing story history is what I'm doing today. But Andy, what made me think of this is I was watching the Reseller Draft Monday night show on the Philly Flipper channel, and Dan was on the draft, and they're drafting the worst things about summer. And I'll say Dan's picks were terrible this week. I'm sorry. I don't want to influence your vote not voting for me this week, Dan. So forget that I said that. But one of his picks this week was bees. And I love bees. Bees are important, especially a honeybee. Okay. I can understand wasps. Not to pick a wasp are no good.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
Right, I like a honeybee. I saved a honeybee from the pool. I gently put him in the bush just yesterday.
Gave him mouth to mouth.
Yeah. But nobody likes a wasp. I'm sure they have their place in nature, but
wasps are generally I think thought of as the asshole of the flying insect world.
Yeah. But this this picking history or
where you're going with
embarrassing story history. I wanted to tell about an embarrassing bee sting episode. Have you been stung by a bee at any time recently?
I'm a little afraid of where this is stinging you, by the way.
So, and I have a photo to go with it. But so about 11 years ago, I have 2 dogs. Well, I had 2 dogs now. Then I have 3 dogs now, but I had 2 dogs then. One of my dogs.
This is not picking history at all.
I was picking history. I was out poop scooping.
Okay.
And one of my dogs will only go to bathroom in the river stone that's around the pool. She's like hobbling on these stones, can barely stand. She always goes to the bathroom in this river stone. And you cannot scoop between stone, right? It's like a physical impossibility. So I'm out there wearing gloves, physically grabbing stool with gloves. And unbeknownst to me, I unearth a hornet nest while I'm picking up dog crap. And I'm getting swarmed by hornets. And a hornet stings me in my ear. What is your reaction when you're get stung by your swat at your ear? You swat at your ear seconds after I'm picking up dog poop.
You just smack your face with dog shit.
Yeah. And then I come in, my ear's all swollen, horribly painful. I run back in, and my son, who was like 5 years old at the time,
probably ran away from me, thought you were a monster.
Yeah, he drew this of me on his like Toy Story, like look at that. It's like me with it. I look like a monkey, but like a giant swollen ear with a hornet biting me.
Where's the poop though? That's it.
There's no poop in the photo. No poop in the photo. So that photo, I looked at the date of that photo. It's still on my phone. That's from like March 2013.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
11 years ago. So
played.
Not really picking history, but I thought it was a fun history.
Well, you were picking up crap.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But I thought it was a fun story.
Very good. All right. Well, I don't have one like that, but that's pretty good. I don't know if you ever told me about that one, but
I don't know if I did. Yeah, I think I probably did, but you might have forgotten it.
Okay. All right. I'll wrap around pick.
Yeah.
All right. So far we've had. I mean, both of us really have had not kind of political or like that kind of social, more a social aspect to our pick so far. I'm going to go with somebody. I think the overall, just an incredible person, but really wasn't a political person or anything like that. It wasn't social science or anything like that. He was one of the greatest scientists ever. And I'm going to go with Albert Einstein, who was not necessarily born in the U.S., but was a naturalized citizen. He's a theoretical physicist. I mean, your guy came up. I mean, he got electrocuted by lightning on a king, but this man came up with a theory of relativity and essentially the bomb too. So yes, that's mine overall. I wanted to have a scientist. I'm kind of a heavy scientist. I may have another 1 or 2 scientists, don't know.
Yeah.
On there, but that's the number one scientist. So I don't think you can argue that.
I don't know. It could be an argument. I mean, I know from a theoretical mathematics and physics, I'm sure, bar none, is probably top.
I mean, he also essentially, well, it wasn't just him, but he kind of ended the war too. So
yeah, part of the work. Yeah, for sure. No, he was on my list. I knew when you texted me, can we include people not born in the U.S.? I knew that's who you were going.
Well, we didn't have to. I knew
that's what you were talking about.
Do on that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because honestly, there's a lot of the scientists and stuff. The best scientists actually weren't really from the U.S.
Yeah,
but
especially like early scientists. If we're going like Socrates, not really a scientist, but like
we weren't allowed to have them, unfortunately, because we weren't around.
Yeah.
All right.
It's tough now because let's see. I didn't have them on my list because I didn't, even though I said I was going with like American-born people that I was aware of.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with your pick. All right. I'm staying in the same era as I've been. I'm sticking with it. I'm going back to Thomas Jefferson.
Whoa, that's an interesting one.
Thomas Jefferson. I mean, he did almost equal to Franklin as far as the diverse things he did. I mean, he wrote the Declaration of Independence on Market Street in Philadelphia, in an apartment, not an apartment. He was renting a house. He, Louisiana Purchase, right? One of the greatest reseller finds of all time. I mean,
he's not Thomas Jefferson was not a reseller.
He didn't resell it, but he kept it.
He's a buyer. He's a collector, maybe, but not a reseller.
But I mean, it opened up the Western expansion. I mean, it opened up the whole country. It wouldn't be sure. How would a country been different if he didn't do that? Or
we probably just would have eventually kept killing Native Americans until we took it all over. So,
well, but France would have fought us on it anyway. The Louisiana Purchase, one of my favorite. One of your favorite
purchases you've ever had?
No, one of my favorite books I've read is about the Lewis and Clark expedition. That was all Thomas Jefferson organizing that, funding it, sponsoring it.
Sure.
He was all behind that, and that's they're like the first true, one of the only American explorers. There's a couple, like some of the Antarctic explorers.
Yeah, you don't. By the way, you don't get them with that. You don't get
taking them. I'm taking them.
You don't get to keep them.
I'm taking them.
You just transition from Thomas Jefferson, and I get Lewis and Clark. What the hell?
Yeah, it's a trio. It's like they come together.
Fine, I get the whole Manhattan Project then with Albert Einstein.
All right, it's a trade. Okay, but that's what I'm going with. Thomas Jefferson.
Let's pull your picks up. I'm a little interested here.
What do you
I feel like there's a little diametrically opposed on a few things here. Because you have basically two people on your list that were slaveholders, and I'm kind of releasing the slaves on mine. I mean, very Abraham Lincoln. I mean, geez.
Well, I mean, that's obviously a different time, and they were, I'm not gonna. I understand. Don't be hating on George Washington and Thomas Jefferson.
No, but so Thomas Jefferson was a very successful person. I don't think he's a great person though, in terms of he certainly wasn't the best person. So best meaning
we're going to greatest Americans. I didn't say best, most ethical or whatever you wanted to say.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go. All right. Let's get to
it's for others to decide, not us.
Yeah.
Find of the week.
So creepy on the way I said that.
Yeah. All right. So my find of the week, and I don't think you have a find this week, right?
I don't.
Okay. Your onesie you found.
I found my onesie again. Yeah.
Tucked away from a year ago.
Yeah. It only comes out, but once a year, maybe twice. Yeah. You'll get to see it tomorrow too.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's a little short on my leg, so things can have a tendency to fall out sometimes.
Too much information for sure. So, Andy, my find of the week, I was at a flea market, not a yard sale, on Saturday. A guy who's been on my channel a lot, that I bought from a lot, had a great dollar store booth going on at an outdoor flea market. Everything $1. Well, in fact, initially when I got there, everything was not $1. You had to make a pile and we give you a price. But then it makes an announcement. Everything's $1. And people are like,
makes an announcement.
Yeah. Oh man, I grabbed that's not one of my finds, but I grabbed one of the original Millennium Falcons for $1, for the full, nice. the big one. But my real finds for the week. First, this guy was $1. This is a 1962 Mickey Mantle Topps buck, baseball buck. Has some tape marks on it, but these bring pretty good money. I mean, this one's a little less than others for nice. With the condition. This I'm sure Mark knows this one. This is a 1948 Tris Speaker exhibit card. Very nice condition. Yeah. And then a little Casey Stengel diamond matchbook. So all for $1 a piece. Now I spent $300 on dollar items.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Did you just basically shovel stuff in?
I was buying all kind of stuff. I bought something over here too. I was going to show this on Rips and Brews. But this is cool. This is a ephemera, but this is invoices from a brewery.
Oh.
What is it? Fisher's Brewery. There's one from 1901, one from 1891.
That's cool.
So that's pretty cool. Salt Lake City, Utah. So I would have thought that would have been a dry Salt Lake City. I thought it would be dry.
Yeah.
Export lager beer. I assume they're not around anymore. But yeah, I was buying all kind of stuff. There was some historical stuff. I bought photos of the Bishop of South Carolina, who was like Jefferson Davis's liaison to the Vatican during the Civil War. It's just sort of random stuff. I was grabbing all kind of stuff.
So where does he get it? I guess he got it from a...
He cleaned out an estate.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Nice. That's
yeah,
cool.
So that was a fun
as soon as you hear that little chime go off in your head, I've talked about it a couple times before, but when I went with them that one time in this kind of like beer memorabilia place, like he was like, you couldn't even talk to him. Like he was in his own little zone of like, he's like picking up stuff and like putting it there, like he was like a little roach, like moving around, like it's so jittery.
Make it a positive animal.
Okay, I couldn't think of anything. It's so jittery.
Okay,
I'm not a roach. You're a little titmouse, is what you were, skittering around. Is that
I'll
better?
take a titmouse. A squirrel, a chipmunk.
Yeah, sounds good.
There we go.
All right, back at it.
Yeah, that's what we have so far. Is it me or is it you? Might be me.
Two. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you've thinned out your 1770s to sort of 1800s already.
I have a couple more I could use.
I bet. But
I'm going to go. This is where I go off the rails a little bit, I think, which I normally do, but it's been working for me the last few weeks.
I feel like I have an idea where you might be going.
I don't think you do.
Okay.
I'm not. But anyway, let's see. I'm going to go up to Yale College. I'm going back to the 19th century. Yale College. This man really led to a lot of what me and Andy love. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't.
Oh, God,
I'm going to Walter Camp. Walter Camp, the father of football. I mean, they were playing like a rugby game, and he gathered students and wrote the rules of American football.
I knew you were going to
the father of the game. I'm going Walter Camp.
All right.
I don't know if he did anything great for the country, but that's pretty great for the country.
I'm sure those that don't know who that is will not vote for you. So that's a tough one to explain to the masses. Put it that way.
I don't think so. My name is Vintage Sport Flips. They'll know who Walter Camp is.
You know who I am.
There's still a Walter Camp award.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sure it's going to get lots of love.
Yeah. It's late in the draft.
Yeah, it's not that late. We're talking about the best Americans ever. Okay. Well, I did not have him on my list, so that's something.
I would say he was on none of the lists that I've researched. He wasn't there, but I think everyone forgot.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Okay. Where did I go here? I have something similar to what you did on that, but I won't. I'm not going to use it yet, at least. All right, I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the first. I believe first female off the board. I'm going to go with this. She was basically a trailblazer. She's someone that kind of pushed the limits of kind of American ingenuity, I would say. Is this
good? Is this going to have to do with like a Rips and Brews episode in the future? Maybe.
You never know.
Okay.
No. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure where you're picking. I was just
potentially could though. I see where you're going. I do see where you're going. Yes, I'm going to go with the one and only Amelia Earhart.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Okay. So yeah, she, a legend. One of the first, I think, woman to solo the transatlantic. Just kind of pushed the boundaries on that. And kind of at that time too. Really, she was kind of really just an American hero out there. Just an American hero. Kind of, it wasn't not even so much at what she did. It was more like what she did for the country and like in terms of like building up kind of pride and all this. So I'm going to go with her. Unfortunately, lost potentially potentially they have found her plane though. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, yeah, that's an interesting story. I don't know if I've seen I've read a lot about that. Is it truly her plane? Do they found remains there?
She potentially did not. Yeah, I mean, they were saying potentially did not pass away. At that time, like she maybe lasted years or even who knows.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that'd be interesting if they ever know for sure. I don't know if they could.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a pretty interesting. I mean, pretty similar pick to Walter Camp. I feel that they're both like they inspired like the future like, in sport and in aviation a bit, but they're not like they didn't form the country. Not like they're the Jefferson, Franklin, Washington kind of time frame. Similar and different at the same time.
Well said, Keith. Well said. I could have said it better myself.
Like, give me a second to write her name in here because I need a second for that.
You want me to spell it for you?
I don't think I need it. Let's see.
Okay.
Let me put it on screen. Let's see my spelling on.
I will say Keith has a much better spelling acumen than I do. So,
is it D? Is it that?
There you go.
Is that it? All right, that was impressive, right?
Yeah, that's very good. When I was typing it in, I spelled it way off.
Yeah. And by the way, here's what we're talking about. We're going to be opening this box on a future Rips and Brews episode. This is the history of flight. You can get the Hindenburg relic. That's not a little depressing relic there.
But yeah.
It's going to be a cool one. And by the way, on that front, anyway, I dropped the second episode of Rips and Brews at 7:00 tonight, a little earlier.
Yeah.
So
that was a fun one. That was a fun one to do.
Yeah. I figured the 4th of July wasn't a good night to drop it. Pause the fireworks. I'm gonna go watch Rips and Brews inside, honey. Probably not gonna fly too well at the family parties.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
Quick segment here, and then we'll get back to me winning this draft.
Yeah, sure.
YouTube Spotlight.
All right. Just got a quick mention of a pretty cool YouTube channel.
Good question. Have you come across Titanic relic?
I've had some stuff. I had a piece of coal from the Titanic that was like it was
piece of coal.
No, it was I don't know how official it was, but I bought it at a yard sale. It did sell in the antique shop, but it was with it had documents with it that was like one of the dives they pulled up coal. Probably not the most exciting relic, but
I have a chaise lounge from the Titanic on my deck. I don't know.
Don't question my relics. So this is a YouTube channel called Rat Stash, and interesting name, but I had the pleasure of setting up across from this couple at the Allentown Paper Show. Super nice couple, very friendly. They pick like pop culture stuff out at flea markets in Pennsylvania.
Oh, very cool.
And actually, they hit some of the same flea markets I go to, or more that my dad goes to. So fun channel though. Definitely check out Rat Stash. And if you head over there, if you do subscribe, throw a comment that you came over from me and Andy's podcast here.
Very cool.
But yeah, cool show. Yeah. Fun channel.
I do too. Brandon, I kind of love that. There are things that you can buy. I know, right? There's a fair amount of Titanic memorabilia out there. Certainly glassware and things like that. I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. That would be a cool history box.
Yeah. I know.
That'd be cool stuff.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure how good that is. I want to say there is like a whole sub genre of Titanic glass like that you can buy, which is not cheap. And a little bit, I think I'm not sure it's 100%. It's a little frowned upon, I feel like, almost in some of that stuff. When you get into certain things, I know you've come across stuff that's like not questionable, but it's a little tougher. Like certainly ivory and things like that.
Yeah, I don't do anything with that. Yeah.
But there, even some of like the World War II memorabilia, we get like into that kind of the Nazi stuff and things like that. There are people that collect that, which I don't think there's really anything wrong with it. But yeah, it's just a little weird, I guess. Not a little weird, but I think there is some kind of
morbid. There's definitely morbid stuff like that. For sure. But Andy's a big Titanic fan. He always wants to reenact the scene off the front of the boat, right? Where he's singing Celine Dion.
He's not strong enough to hold me though, so that's the problem.
Come on, I'm pretty jacked over here.
Yeah, and I don't know how many times I've asked him to paint me like the French girls, but he won't do it. All right, back at it.
Yeah, let's get back to the draft. Is it? It's me, or is it you? No,
That's
it's
me.
you.
It's me.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna throw you off because I left 6 rounds up there again. Do you want to go 6 deep? You want to go 6? Leave it up.
Yeah, let's do 6. Let's do 6.
All right, I have the 6 up. All right.
Although your Walter Camp looks much worse on
a 6, yeah.
On a 5 than a 6.
No, I think it looks better in a 5 than a 6, right?
Well, no, because you've kind of at least you have one bad pick out of 6 is better than one bad pick out of 5.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, although this kind of benefits you honestly because anyway, it's fine. Because you get 2 on the other side. Okay, I got plenty. I can go. I can do this all day.
All right. Well, you're up. You're up, right?
I know. Okay, I'm gonna go. So again, my style. I like variety. I don't like to be focused in one aspect, which Keith loves to do. So far, I've had, probably the best president of all time. I've had one of the best, the best civil rights activist. I've had the best scientist. I don't know what Amelia Earhart is, how you would kind of go on that run. I'm going to go for literature. I'm going to go with Mark Twain. Mark Twain. Obviously the creator of, and some people I think call him the kind of the modern creator of American literature, which is pretty good thing. Pretty good, if you ask me. Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, obviously those are the 2 big ones. Did some other weird ones too that I really never read. Best Aviation, thank you. There you go.
Interesting one. I'd not on my list.
Okay.
Really consider him, but it's not a bad pick. All right. I'm gonna go with. I like diverse people. Have sort of had their hands in a lot of different pots. Although Walter Camp was his football pot. I don't. Yeah, Ben, Thomas Jefferson, they fit the bill.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Teddy Roosevelt.
You're going heavy on the presidents.
Yeah, but I'm not even his presidency. I'm going with some of the other things he did. He was a Rough Rider.
Yeah.
In the American War, right? I mean, pretty like famous, very temporary like military group, right? But a Rough Rider in Cuba, and he was a major adventurer. He like went on a tour. He was trying to map the Amazon. He went on a vacation in the Amazon River, almost died of like a tropical fever. I read a pretty good book on his.
He was heavily like. He didn't have anything to do with Abercrombie, right? But I know he was like outfit, or he had some relationship there, didn't he? I don't know if they advertised with him or something like that, but I feel like
maybe he definitely had a deal with some New York like
insurance companies and stuff.
Yeah, outfit. Like not outfitter. Well, I guess like outdoors company that was going to sponsor his trip and gave him all kind of equipment to go down there. And he nearly died. I mean, they thought he was going to die on the trip, made it back. And he was pretty good.
Teddy's a good one. All right.
Yeah.
Heavy in the presidential side, but okay.
Yeah. Well, it just happened to be that way. Like I said, all right, let me type him in.
Do we have any? We don't have any more. We'll just turn around.
I'll give you one sale of the week. Well, while I type that in, give me a second to type it in.
Sale of the week.
All right. Here we got this, Andy. Pseudo Sports. This is a 1940. Huh?
It's a
sport. It's a sport. Yeah, it's a sport.
Boat racing. Yeah.
1949 hydroplane racer exhibit card. So the postcard, similar to the Hogan and the Mikan I showed in the past.
Okay.
Guy Lombardo was also, I don't know if he's like a jazz musician. Let me look him up. I think he's more known.
Does this have any historical significance? This picture in terms was this the fastest thing ever or something? No,
I have no idea.
Just a boat.
Yeah, American band leader, violinist. I think he's more known as like a big band or smooth jazz performer. So,
all right.
So cross collectible there. And when I listed this, I could not find a comp on it. So,
all right, I'm gonna say it went for $49.99.
$49.99. All right. And I did this so I get time to type in the pick, and I never typed the pick in. What was my pick again? Oh, Teddy Roosevelt.
That's how good it was. He had like campfire stories too, or something like that. Is that the campfire?
Guy Lombardo?
No, Teddy Roosevelt. Didn't he do like this campfire? Like I forget.
I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
I think he did like the campfire chats or something. I think wasn't that his thing? They used to go on the radio.
I don't think so.
Let me see here.
Was there even radio in
Not
1900?
radio. I'm sorry.
All right, let me give Andy his answer. We have a couple guesses in there.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Damn. Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I had no idea. That's probably undersold that thing dramatically because I could not find another one.
Wow.
But I don't know how many.
I wouldn't have thought that there was a huge thing for that, but good for you.
There was none graded by PSA, so maybe I undersold it, but whatever. I made good money on it.
Cool.
All right.
So finish it off. We went 6. We pulled an audible.
So there we got. All right. I have a couple here. This one, I'm sure, is not on your list, not on anyone's list, and this is not like a.
I love when he does that.
It's not a bad pick. I mean, I don't think, but it's not on lists, and it's not.
Dan knows his.
I should have, Dan. I should have. This is not a single person. I mean, I know one name, but there's a group of people. I'm going with the Flight 93 passengers.
Oh, come on.
9/11. That's fair.
You have the whole people? You have the whole plane?
The whole plane of people. I mean, how amazing is that they, I mean, obviously they all perish, unfortunately, but that you're on a plane and pretty early technology. I mean, the phones were not great at that point.
No.
Like, I don't know, flip phones. I don't know what the phones were. And they heard, let's roll, Dan. Here we go. Todd Beamer is the one name that I remember who said, let's roll. That they heard through like phone calls with family members that there was planes crashing, and they realized they're not going to negotiate a safe landing anywhere. We have to try to break our way in here. And they did save lives by, I guess it was going to the Capitol building. I think it's what the speculation, it was either at the White House, but I think some of the interrogation later on said it was the Capitol.
Yeah, so, that's a baller group of people too. They were all like, it just so I don't know if it was all like this too, but I think just so happened to be like there were some like serious badass dudes on the plane. They were like, wasn't he like a football player? There were some big dudes on there that obviously super brave too.
For sure. And the fact they were attacking with like boiled water and butter knives and they would have got in. They were in the cockpit, right? Where they were close to being in the cockpit and they crashed the plane. So yeah.
All right. I mean, that's a little bit. I respect the pick, but it's a little bit tough when you get to pick like an entire flight Well, if you want to put Todd Beamer on the list, I can do it. But fine, sure.
I'll do Slash. I'm taking him. Oh, what did I just do? Hold on one second.
Okay. All right. So you went heroes. I have to finish it off with hero too, and I live by our word, and I basically went with just one person because it was American, but I feel like you have to pick one of those guys. But yes, very good. I'm going to go with somebody who I think equally as brave. Certainly did not have to do what he did, but he did it for his country. I'm going to go with Pat Tillman. So
that's good.
Pat Tillman, I'm sure everybody knows who Pat Tillman was, but Pat Tillman was a very, very good safety for the Cardinals. It was all pro, I think, to be honest, or it's not a Pro Bowl. I'm gonna go by the rules here. I appreciate the suggestion though, Dan.
What did he say? I'm typing over here.
He said to pick the FDNY.
Yeah.
New York Fire Department. So I'm going to go with Pat Tillman. He enlisted into the Army went over and fought for, and I mean, unfortunately, was killed by friendly fire. But really, somebody that did not have to do it. I mean, he and his brother, were very successful. Did not have to go in, but decided to sort of, do it for his country. Went over there. I think that's the ultimate sacrifice. Obviously, I mean, if I were Keith, I could have picked like all of all of the members of the D-Day, like that type of thing. But I didn't. I
Come on now,
with one person.
That's not right.
Anyway,
I don't want to leave people out, right? I mean, it's not like you're picking one guy landing on Normandy Beach.
I got you.
I mean, you get,
Okay. Good picks.
Good list.
Interested to see what people think.
I feel like Walter Kent might hurt me now that looking at this list.
So I mean, everybody's put up some great things too. Becky Robinson, I had both of those two on my list. You want to go through? I mean, we don't have anything else to go through. We can just go through the rest.
Yeah. We can just go through.
I didn't have Patton. That's pretty interesting. I like that though. I like that's a good pick. Ted,
yeah. I mean, two wars, right? I mean, Korean War, World War II.
For sure, it's a good one. So I can go through a couple that I had that we didn't pick.
Look at that! Come on, Dan. I use that as my intro to my funny story. That's all. It was a great draft you had, Dan. It was a great draft.
Well, we're doing just Americans though, right? So he was not. We could do kind of
all-time
best non-Americans or something. Or all-time humans.
I don't know. Most important in history, or however we can figure that out. We can play around. Yeah.
So let's see. Who I had a couple other people. I had Jonas Salk.
Yeah, polio vaccine,
pretty important. Wright brothers. I guess I would have taken one of the Wright brothers.
You gotta go. Orville, I think, is the one that most people say, right? Yeah.
Orville, yeah.
This is a good one. That's a good one.
Orville, heir to the Redenbacher fortune. But,
I feel like you can do a good Edith impression, can't you?
Hey, Archie!
I knew you could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's a gift. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
I did have Nikola Tesla. Elvis Presley you didn't put on there? That was one maybe?
Yeah, it was no musicians. That would be the one that
Michael
I could think
Phelps, yeah. Also had Sam Adams, creator, not the political guy. He was basically he kind of created the craft beer revolution. So he's really very impactful in my life. So
I had like FDR on there, similar to Churchill as far as like leading the country through two difficult times, right? I mean, he had the longest term in the U.S. history. I think he had 4 terms.
Well, that was a New Deal, right? It came out of the
got you out of the Great Depression and then went right into World War II.
Yeah. Very good. He was certainly on there. Did I say Muhammad Ali? Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Bringing in some heaters at the end.
Yeah. Ali's an interesting one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's I don't know. He kind of was one of those there's almost like this, you get to a certain level, you become like this, almost like this ambassador really, and not really just almost like a figurehead of the country.
Yeah, where an athlete transcends sports. And there's a lot of them like Ali, like Roberto Clemente, and who else? Mike Tyson. Obviously Ted Williams too. We got a pretty good list. It'll be interesting to see how the vote goes. I'm not.
I had a lot of inventors on my list too. So I had like Alexander Graham Bell.
Edison. I had Edison. Yeah.
Edison. I had. A lot of those. If we didn't have those guys, a lot of that stuff. By the way, I was reading more. I have some notes on Ben Franklin too. He invented the bifocals too, which is a strong.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Ben should be the number 1 overall pick.
I don't know.
Did it all.
Brandon, I know that's a good sign though. At least we're picking. We're kind of both on the same thing, except for Keith picking camp.
No, I think, to be honest, I think camp is offset by Twain. I think they both had similar impacts. Not like neither like help the welfare of people in any significant fashion.
I don't know. Literature, I feel like, is a different thing. I mean, we'll see.
Not for you. You say you don't read. You watch football every Sunday.
For
so
you.
Who do you think? Well, I listen to a lot more audiobooks now than actually.
Who discovered audiobooks? That's what we have to look up.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't know. So
all right.
Yeah. All right.
Good picks. Fun chat. Thanks for everybody for showing up.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know. We haven't decided next week yet. We're going to do a at some point we're having,
right?
Huh? We're definitely sports. Yeah, it might. I got to talk to Ben, Rocky Top. We're going to have him on in July. So I don't know if that's next week or the week after. We'll have to figure that out. I'll talk to him. But guys, definitely check out Rips and Brews. At least, even if you don't have time to watch it tonight, go over there, click the like button over on Rips and Brews, or subscribe if you haven't.
Trying to get that thing up and running. It's fun. I think we have a lot of fun doing it. At least.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, not being a beer novice, I mean, I don't drink IPAs at all. So it's interesting. We've had a couple IPAs that we filmed so far. The one will be in an upcoming episode next week. That was a good one. But we're going to do one non-sport week, non-sport box a month. So every fourth episode, we're going to do a non-sports. We have a few different ones.
Flight Mob.
Another history one. And then we have one of my most exciting ones, the Jackass box, which is crazy expensive. So hoping we hit a little Jackass. I want Johnny Knoxville signature is what we're the chase.
Not cheap. Yeah, Dan, we have 2 out now, right? Officially 2. So
one last Thursday, and then tonight we put one out.
And we have Keith put out a couple shorts too. So
I definitely have to teach Andy how to edit because I tell you, this weekend I edited and scheduled out 8 videos from Friday night to Sunday night. I need to teach you over there, Andy, because that was straining my abilities to get.
You're cutting out.
Cutting out.
Yeah.
Cutting out.
Yeah.
All right. So
anyway, thanks everybody.
Guys,
have an incredible 4th of July. Stay safe. Don't blow off any fingers.
Yeah.
Eat as many hot dogs as you can. Right. Keith, I got a special surprise for you tomorrow. Well, you probably already know, but I got some food coming down.
Nice.
I'm going to have to get up at 5:00 in the morning to make it. So
a little smoking action going
on. So it should be a good time. But maybe we'll take some pictures too. We'll have some pictures of us for the next episode.
Yeah. We'll show a little photo collage next week.
Cool.
And let me hit this before we go into this little video that we didn't get to use. This is our win video. I'll make it you.
That's pretty good.
That's all I got. So, all right, guys, have a nice 4th. Have a safe time, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Oh.